be calling you a radical. It absolutely blows my mind how the whole world is not watching this catastrophe unfold. The Pacific Ocean fucking collapsing post-Fukushima, and no one sees it. This selfishness plague in this fucking country is beyond sickening. I cannot believe how selfish and self-indulged every single last person is in this. Well, not every, but just 99.9999999%. So the salmon numbers, these are a fucking catastrophe. So what's going on with the ocean? These salmon numbers on the Kenai, this is how I love this fucking fake bullshit fucking media we have. Oh, we meet our quota on Alaska, yet the size of the fish are all-time record small fish. Don't report it. They're mystified. They're baffled. They're stumped. They're curious. Now remember, coho salmon are algae feeders. Now this part of the chain's collapsing. This whole fucking thing. Oh, it's just wasting disease. Started off with the fucking tide pools. It wasn't Fukushima. Okay, then what the fuck was it? It happened in 2012. The well starvation. The well starvation fucking event is so radical, so crazy, just started in 2012. As Kevin Blanch reported in real fucking time. The Kenai fucking Chinook salmon, well, all Chinook salmon on the sea, they live in the Pacific Ocean. They go to sea for 5 years. I says they will collapse on Q in 26. This is the greatest science in human history. Everybody fucking ignores it. These Kenai numbers are fucking beyond a catastrophe. Do you know what they had for the entire spring run? And there's no fishing. There's no gill netting. There's no dip netting. There's no commercial. There's no tribal takeout. There's no nothing. Do you know what kind of fucking the spring run? For the entire spring run, they had 1,365. For the day? No. For the week? No. The entire first 6 months of the year, 13. They should get that a day. And they're all sucked up. They're skinny. They're fucking sickly. So the run post July 1st, which is usually a stronger run, last year's numbers were fucking devastating. And remember, they closed it. 100% closed it last year. Do you know they're running less than 0.5% of last year's catastrophe numbers? It's a fucking catastrophe. The Columbia River, that big fucking giant, the greatest fucking drainage on the entire Pacific Rim, on the entire Pacific Ocean. That massive 3/4 of a mile long beast that fucking so many different freaking drainages drain into. There is absolutely no fishing on it. It's been closed. The tribal takeout is 50%. Tribal, commercial, retail in front of the freaking sonar, in front of the Bonneville, the Chief Joseph's, is 50%. 3 years ago, they said no takeout. They're sitting at, these numbers are 140,000 for the year. You know what they had in 2015? 4 million, close to 4 million with tribal. Well, between 3.5 million and 4 million. We're at 140 fucking thousand? Oh my God. And everybody just fucking knows it. Nobody even fucking talks about it. It blows my fucking mind. You know what? I've been thinking about so much about this, all my historic fucking work. I'm thinking about these guys a lot. Really thinking about these guys a lot. How's the world ignoring that they sent in the USS Reagan to Fukushima and killed all those guys? All dying of leukemia so radically, and no one gives a fuck. I thought, why? How can this be? You know what? We had a trial. Set to be a trial. Appeal. Went appeal. Went on and on and on and on. Makes the United States corrupt fucking court and they throw it out. Here you have Biden, whose son got depleted uranium sprayed all over him, dies of brain cancer. John Stewart, he's saving the fucking, the first respondership, but he won't finish it. They stage the troops at the Polygon. What's the fucking Polygon? And then they wonder why they're all dying of fucking cancer. I was fighting it for It's see no nuclear energy, speak no, hear no. The nuclear energy emperors have no clothes. Left, fucking right. What the fuck? Kamala Harris's mother, the epidemiologist at Livermore. No one even talks about that. What's Livermore? She died of fucking cancer. She was a breast cancer research PhD. That's what epidemiologists do. Kevin Blanch. I don't eat, sleep, drink it. I sleep with it. These numbers are so fucking devastating and so catastrophic, and no one gives a fuck. Left, right. And I feel like I'm living in the fucking twilight zone. This is just the greatest ecological collapse in human, the greatest outlier in human history has been proven, happened in 2011. What possibly is the culprit? Kevin Blanch, standing right here. They're lying, they're lying, they're lying. These are full blown out meltdowns. Just remember when you look back 10, 12 years from fucking now, you're going to look back. And just remember, George W. Bush won fucking 2000, fucking won Florida. No, he didn't. Pat Tillman fought up 9 million fucking zillion Al Qaeda. No, he didn't. His own men fucking killed him. This is in March of 2011. I'm saying, just remember, Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass. No, he fucking didn't, and they full well know. Just remember, Barack Obama said the plume's coming over us. It's safe. When Sharon Mills was sending 8 mils, telling us it's radioactive. But you don't give a fuck. Brother died, cousin died, fucking sister died, fucking child fucking died, fucking young of cancer. Longevity headed south 2012. Dead tide pools at your feet, fucking just wasting, you know. I'm still waiting. What the fuck caused wasting disease? Oh, global warming. Okay, now it's been verified. Kevin Blanch's work, the starvation. Nobody was even using the word starvation. Their answer is to kettle me, to fucking hide my work. What am I supposed to do? Put golden handcuffs on and stay here and fucking academy? I was the guy at the #1 school business in the fucking United States. I mean, my credentials are so fucking long, it's unbelievable. You fucking ignore me, kettle me, fucking slander me? Fucking Semmelweis on Balco. I mean, I can't believe the karma everybody's put. I can't believe fucking these guys are dying of leukemia. So they sent the USS Reagan in. It was at fucking ground zero. They fucking radiated the fuck out of them. Just like my dad, the Nevada test site. You don't give a fuck. Nobody does. Nobody does. We know unarguably the outliner was 2011. Now, what's an outlier? So we know the well starvation event I did in real time. Now 75 biologists are coming out and agreeing, yes, this was one of the great acute collapse on the graves and the humpbacks. Radical happened in 2012. And then they got the nerve to come out fucking NOAA and say unusual mortality. Unusual mortality. And it's over. No, it's not fucking over. Oh, it's not getting better. It's getting fucking worse all the time. Look at these fucking these fucking salmon numbers are a fucking catastrophe. We don't get dead humans. Oh, Kevin Blanch does. Fucking HIPAA laws. I was in a bone marrow transplant center. Did this in critical condition. The fact that I go into a bone marrow transplant at 11/11, the fact that I'm still alive, the fact that I've had my heart literally ripped out of my chest twice, fucking, I have a pacemaker. The fact, we don't get tide. Oh, Kevin, my tide pool work alone at historical. The only reason I'm not there right now on this fucking full moon cycle is because we got this weird storm surge that moved in, unheard of, that fucking wouldn't let me in. I mean, what a fucking body of work. What do I get for it? Poverty? Slander? I mean, fuck, it's not about me, it's about we. It's not about you, it's about the sea. Fucking, hello. Fuck, we're so connected. The fucking starvation. They're shooting fucking seals and sea lions right now today on the road. And killing them legally, Congress passed. That's their fucking answer. These salmon numbers are a fucking catastrophe. The smoking gun of Fukushima. Shook salmon go to sea 5 years. They were record returns 2010, 2011, 2012. Nearly 4 million on the Columbia, counting the tribal takeout and the commercial takeout. You know, the commercial and tribal takeout's well over 50%. It's at least 50%. You know, they ended up with what, 1.4 something million. With the tribal takeout, they were well over 3 million. 3.5, 4 million. That's on the Columbia. The Kenai, the fucking Rouge, I think had 8,300 for the year. They forecasted fucking Just a couple years ago, they forecasted 400,000. It's off a cliff. The still starvation, the fucking well starved, and not to mention full of leukemia. Documented in real time by Kevin Blanch, and no one gets it. I cannot believe the world is not going crazy about this. This is the greatest ecological catastrophe. We know unarguable fucking it is absolutely gilded and gold. How about the heat dome over the western United States? Whoa, just another coincidence. 2011, just the greatest drought, 1200. We set the all-time record fucking heat in the history of the fucking world yesterday. So fucking hot. The air quality's so nasty here. It's so fucking horrible. No one gives a fuck. People, longevity headed south in North America, 2012. Fucking just chalk it up. Scientists mystified, baffled, stumped, curious, fucking on. I mean, the Untouchables, the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate. Kill your own loved ones, kill your family, and no one gives a fuck. Who'd have fucking believed it? It's like the fucking Twilight Zone on Balco. So, what a fucking catastrophe we're living in. And no one seems to see. No one seems to give a fuck. These fucking numbers are devastating. Really devastating. I don't know where we go from here. I don't know. I don't know where I go from here. You know, you do the fucking work. You brand the fucking work. First you hypothesize the knowledge. These are full-blown out fucking meltdowns. They're gonna lie, they're gonna lie. It's gonna fucking genocide the Pacific Ocean. It's going to cause a heat dome over the western United States, just the greatest heat dome. This is a fucking, oh, curse the spite I was ever born to set this right. For Hamlet and Cassandra got together, they had a baby. Fuck. The greatest hypothesis in human history, Kevin Blanch. 13 fucking years of field work while in critical condition, including tide pools. Unbelievable body of fucking work. Then you defend your fucking work. If you were right, it becomes the new knowledge. Fuktonian. Oh, I was right. Fucking the greatest fucking outlier in his. So we know the outlier was fucking something happened to the Pacific Ocean and the Western North American ecology. Well, this spread to the global ecology. So we know unarguably the salmon data, the well data, all the data. We have 13 years of data. We can run regressionary models. You can plug it into computers right now. It's absolute gilded and gold, casting in concrete. Unarguable. We know that probably the greatest outlier in modern, in world history, 2011. We know that. That is absolutely unarguable, undeniable science at this point. So we have to start looking, and you cannot say, oh, global warming. So you're telling me global warming started in 2011, which we know factually, unarguably, that is not true. Global warming fucking started fucking decades before this. Fucking going like, well, the auto industry, oh, fuck yeah. Toward the fucking streetcars, I mean, we know it's been like this for several decades. Or more than several. We know since the 1930s, since the nuclear industry came about, the auto industry, fucking us dumb sheep here in the United States got played. We know it's been like this. We know factually in 2011 it went like this. What caused it? What caused it? We know it's an outlier. So we have to start looking for the culprit. Absolutely unarguable fucking. Well, there's only 3 possible really scenarios. A meteor struck the Pacific, a big meteor. They could do it. That could do it. I mean, possibly. It'd have to be one nasty, hot, fucking radical meteor, but of course it could happen. Did it? No. Krakatoa, when it formed in, what was that, 418, 416, and coated the fucking earth with a film of soot that blocked out the sun. Did that happen? Did we have a volcanic eruption scenario similar to that? No. What's the only other fucking? Were these nuclear meltdowns at Fukushima, Japan, they covered up so radical, so hot. The source never happened to Mayak, never happened to Santa Ana, never happened at Chernobyl. Chernobyl, they entombed it. 700 and some odd thousand men, including a mining operation. Why did they mine underneath it? I like these idiots that just say, oh, fucking elephants. I shut the fuck up, elephants. There's no elephant's foot. Fuck, there's been fucking camera after camera after camera that could send fucking many thousands of degrees Fahrenheit. And they get in there and all you see is a fucking hole, a big gaping fucking hole, which I named Dem Argentina. Where's this fucking energy? Well, go ask Lake Barrett. He told Leslie Stahl on 60 Minutes. It took him fucking 2,888 to tell you what Kevin Blanch told you in fucking 1 hour. We'll see the Pacific Ocean right there. See them holes? That's where it's at. Well, this is like going to the moon to fixing it. Way bigger than that. This never happened before. They got you believing you are so gonzo and so fucking hypnotized. Huh. Fucking Edgar Allan Poe on Balco. They have you so incredibly fucking hypnotized that the entire fucking, I'm a butcher, what's a cow? I'm a baker, what's a cake? I'm a marine biologist. I'm a professor, what's Fukushima? That you think one at Chernobyl is more than at least 4 at Fukushima, Japan, with 8 spent fuel pools, MOX fuel for fucking the biggest load in fucking on the planet, blown to fucking smithereens. They really, the cripples, and you're that guy, no critical thinking, no gun. The country's gone. I mean, it's, you can only be hypnotized if you want to be hit. It's a fucking insane asylum where there's no critical thinking. That box has to think for you. Operation Foxconn News, MSNBC, CNN, criminal enterprises who lied and told you the Saddam Hussein had wasn't. And they full well knew that they did, and they carry on these lies. Fukushima, fucking nothing. 3 presidents in a fucking row. One is more than fucking, really? This is fucking Orwell on Balco on fucking Kima. I got news for you. 2 plus 2 is still fucking 4, and Kevin Blanch is the only fucker that really gets that, living in the twilight zone. These fucking salmon numbers are devastating, and I mean devastating. Let's go to the fucking Olympics and swim in a river where they dump nuclear fucking waste. Fuck, what they've done to our athletes is fucking bullshit. There's my gold medal. The only one that really matters. It's a real gold medal. From the sea. Kevin D. I fight for her, she fights for we, the ecology. Dead tide pool jumping, Bob Beeman Blanch world record for training in the La Jolla fucking training facility. You can go along with it. I mean, I'm not living in your fucking freaked out fairy tale. You can have your golden handcuffs, your comfortability, your fucking money, and your fucking tickets to zenith of life. Go for it. Go right the fuck ahead. Not me. I'm not living in your fucking fairy tale. I refuse to live in your fucking fairy tale fucking bubble world. Fucking new Semmelweis. What about these guys? No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck. 2 plus 2 is still fucking 4. What a catastrophe. What a catastrophe. And no one gives a fuck. The Great Pacific Genocide. These salmon numbers are devastating. Stay in tune.